Yo guys, it's been a while, but I hope I'm finally back. I would like to occasionally upload some videos again, so let's get right started. This will be about a TVP build. I'm going to explain you quickly how this build works, and also the main idea behind this. So basically what I want to do with this is show you some example builds in a short amount of time, and explain the build to you in order for you to improve or also just have more fun at the game. So if you play StarCraft yourself and you watch this video, you will have more enjoyment of the game if you play a certain build order, and I'm gonna show you one of that example right here in this video. I'm gonna talk you through this build. Pay attention to the description of the stream. There will be a small guide linked to the build order, and or linked in the description of this build order. And also I will be putting some replays in the description, so make sure to check that one out. It's very important because some of you didn't see that in one of my other videos in TVZ, for example. Anyways, let's get right started. This is a replay between Dream and S2S from IEM Katowice, the main championship from the last week. Obviously, I expect a lot of people to have seen the games, but I took a closer look. And I've taken a look to see like which games are the most interesting or the most or the best just to learn from. And this is what I will be doing here. I'm going to show you one build of Dream. As you can see, the game has already started, so let's begin. The build order basically begins with a Reaper Fast Expand. The Reaper Fast Expand is the basic of the Terran. Against Protoss, you do it with Depot, Barracks, Gas, and then you scout at 19 supply, in order to see what the Protoss is up to. With this scout, you want to confirm whether you're being one-based all-in, or proxy-gated, or just like a normal opening, or if the Protoss has an early Cybercore, early Nexus. All these informations will be scouted right here. Now, I'm not gonna talk you through all these scenarios. I will do that in some other videos, potentially. This is the standard scenario that you see in the current meta game, going on like every single game. So the SCV goes in, and it sees that the Protoss is going for an early Cybercore and early Adept. This is the standard response to it. You get double Marine, you get a bunker on the low ground, and you keep the Reaper on the other side of the map. Because they have two Marines at the home, you can easily defend against the Adept. And you just try and get information. This is key for the build order. Try and get information with this Reaper. This is going to be what allows you to go into the late game. And here we see Dream doing a very good job of that. Just trying to get some info. Unable to get any information yet. In the meantime, he's just executing the build like it's described in my build order guide in the description. Basically, you want to go up to 3 Hellions and a Medevac and do a little bit of harassment. Now, this is not how you want to play against a Stargate. Once again, I'm also going to show you how to play against a Stargate. There's going to be a replay linked in the description that is specifically against Stargate, so you can download that Replaypack. But I'm not gonna get too deep into that, just like copy the build I did there. I'm gonna make a future video on it, so it doesn't take that much time in this one. So basically what has happened so far is Dream hasn't really gotten a confirmation on what SS is exactly doing, but right there was a hallucination. And that hallucination scouted, and also it gave Dream the information that it was a hallucination, so SOS has a sentry. Now at this level he can guess that hallucination means Twilight. Now at your level, what you might want to do is sacrifice the Reaper for information. It's definitely worth it to sacrifice the Reaper in order to just confirm, is it Stargate or not? Because if it's a Stargate, you need to play differently. Obviously, against a Stargate, you cannot drop 3 Hellions like this. So against a Stargate, what you need to do is need to go for a Cyclone. You need to go for a Viking, maybe a 3-Rex timing. Like I said, there's going to be a replay in a future video on that. But this is against Twilight. So against Twilight, you do just a 3 Hellion drop. And this is what we see here. It's denying information. And then you go up to a 2nd Barracks and a 3rd Command Center against a standard triple Nexus build. Now he is confirming that this is a standard triple Nexus build right now, I assume. There you go. So now he knows this is a standard build, so he goes for the standard response. And this is what the standard response looks like with this build. So you basically go up to an early third command center, and you try and get a second barracks up for a fast impact, and then you also get the eBay for the +1. And now he's gonna try to be aggressive. He's gonna poke here to see if he can get something. He's not able to find anything. So he's gonna go back somewhere else, and he's gonna try to drop somewhere else. Basically, you want to get damage done. Either you want to keep the medevac around so that the Protoss cannot attack, or you want to get damage done. I recommend just dropping inside the Protoss main, because that's like easiest way to do damage most of the time. But it's fully up to you. You can also keep the units around for map control. That's what Dream is doing currently. But getting that damage done with them is pretty nice against Protoss, because in the long run, the Hellions are going to become completely useless. Now at home, what did we miss? Basically, after getting the second barracks and the tech lab, Dream went for a Raven, an eBay, and 2 tanks. Or 1 tank. No, he's getting 2 tanks. You can also get 1 tank. 2 tanks is recommended, so you can easily take a third. And then at the same time, after building a barracks and an eBay, he went for a double gas. And now he's just getting stim and +1 and then combat shields. You want to line up the upgrades so they roughly finish at the same time. That is very important. And that is what Dream is doing here. At the same time, he's going for the harassment. And this is what you want to do in order to really get in there and get an economic lead. Because right now, the Protoss has more economy. And that's what you want to deny. You don't want the Protoss to mine more money than you are mining, basically. So try and be very careful about that. Hold that thought. Sorry, my sound is a little bit loud. Either way, you want to go for the 5 barracks now. So you go 2 barracks into 3 for stim, combat shields, and +1. And obviously 1 reactor, because Marines are the main DPS. And then you go up to 5 barracks. That's your structure. 5 barracks. You have 2 tanks, and then you switch into Widowmine production. You have a Raven that you can use against like a Colossi. Now you take your 3rd base. You continuously make SCVs. And as you can see, we are even now in terms of SCVs. And this game is looking very much like a good advantage for Dream. And this is what you want to do, basically. From here on out, you can just take it to the late game. So what Dream is doing is he's just getting his setup going. He's just mining. He's taking a little gas. He's like constantly making SCVs. And then he's just gonna make units. He's gonna get further upgrades. He doesn't need any tech right now. Like before adding in Ghost or Vikings, you first want to have a reasonable medevac count. Right now he's sitting at 1 from the early game. And then he's getting another 2. And then you just want to go into the late game from there. Basically what Dream is doing is just defending, because he knows that SOS likes to be aggressive. So you want to be careful, you want to scout if you can. In this case, the information is that SOS is aggressive. So what Dream is doing, he's just sitting back waiting for his opportunity. If you feel like you're being constantly attacked by the Protoss, one good way to handle this is like Dream is doing, he's getting a Liberator, he's getting some Widow Mines. And you just go for like a drop, you go for like a Liberator harassment. But at this point you just want to defend, because the Protoss army is obviously getting weaker in the long run. So you just want to hold on, you just want to defend here. He's setting up very nicely. There's a weapon in the main, but he has enough units to defend that. And basically you just want to take it to the late game. Just take it to the late game. That's what you want to do. And that's what we see here. So now the things have stabilized a little bit. So as soon as things have stabilized and you feel like you're not gonna die anytime soon, either you can do a counter attack, you can just move on the other side of the map and attack yourself. Or what Dream is doing here is just setting up a Widowmine drop, and he's just defending a little bit longer. You don't need to be aggressive, as long as you know that there isn't like a certain timing that you hit. When is a timing that you can hit? Well, for example, if they go Colossus, and you hit right before they have Colossus, that is a timing. But the timing is definitely not when they have the 4th base around the same time as you. Keep in mind, you have mules. You mine more money. So you can play defensive against Protoss. It's fine in this scenario. And this is exactly what Dream is doing. He's just sitting back defensively. He's gearing up for the late game. We see an attempt by SS to be aggressive. He even has a Warp Prison with Storm. but it gets shut down by the defensive stream. And on the other hand, he's just doing the water mine drop. There you go. Dropping a couple water mines in the economy line and then dropping a couple more here. This is a pain for the Protoss to deal with if they don't have photon cannons. And this is a good way to handle the aggression of SOS. If they're on your side of the map, just drop them with like a simple water mine drop. That will cause a lot of trouble. You can definitely do a lot with that. And then eventually your army will be strong enough. At this point, upgrades are even. It's 2-2 against 2-1. Attack upgrades for the Terran. So the Terran army is stronger because there's not a lot of splash. You can see the army. It consists of mostly zealots in this scenario. Obviously, if the game was more like tech heavy, Dream's army would look different as well. Like he wouldn't get that many water mines against Colossi or Disruptors. So always keep that in mind. Against like Colossi, Disruptors, like heavy tech, he would have been more aggressive. But in this case, he's just playing defensive because his Protoss opponent is just getting a lot of units. He's just building a lot of units. A big clump of zealots. And he knows all he has to do is sit back defensively and defend. So this replay is a good example against an aggressive Protoss. In the description, there's also going to be a replay against a more defensive Protoss. So make sure to check out the replays if you want to copy this game. And yeah, now Dream will get more confident because his setup is ready. He does have his bases running. And he can take a fight. This is finally the moment where he can be more confident, where he can take a fight. His army is stronger. His upgrades are even. Now it's the time for him to do something. Obviously, you need to be careful of the storms here, but he does a great job of EMPing. And at the same time, he set up another water mine drop. And now it's all about constantly trading. You can already see in the supply that SS just lost a little more. Obviously, there's also a lot of money in the bank. But it's just a game of like trading and making sure that Zealot Rumbies are not doing a tremendous damage. And in this scenario, Zealot Rumbies are a huge threat. So you just want to make sure you defend against Zealot Rumbies while being aggressive at the same time. And this is exactly what's happening here. We see water mines dropping. We see a Liberator harassing. And at the same time, he's just keeping his army over here defending. Just take it to the late game. And that will about do it. This game is gonna now be heavily in Dream's favor simply because he's traded better. And now he just has the better army. So he's attacking in two fronts. You want to split up your army as a Terran in like any matchup besides TBT maybe. Splitting up your army can do wonders. It can do very well. So you have like one army over here and another army over here. And then you just pull back this army when you pull in this army, you know. Just want to make sure that you pay attention to both. And that's what Dream is doing. He's constantly microing both armies because obviously he's a pro. Sniping all the Disruptors besides two, like he sniped like 4 of them. Didn't lose that much bio. And you can tell in the supply that he's just getting away with this game. He's just really getting away with it. So now, in order to close out the game, he's gonna regroup. So basically now, you don't have to split your army anymore. Because he knows that there's no threat of a counterattack. Like, what is SS gonna do? Look at his money, he's broke. And Dream knows that his opponent is broke. He can't just whoop in 12 DTs and snipe your planetary. So this planetary will hold on. He has a sensor tower as well for the defense. So there's no way for SOS to be aggressive. And for this reason, he just pulls everything on one side. And just tries to take out the base located over here. And he just tries to pick like the main fight. By the way, funnily enough, the Raven is still alive. Didn't really do anything in this game, felt like. But yeah, now he's just going for the kill. He has a much better army. SOS does go for the counterattack now. But once again, there are reinforcements and there's a planetary. And SOS doesn't have that much in the background. So this is like half his army that's doing a counterattack. He doesn't have a bank. And because Dream was able to sit back defensively and build up an army that is simply stronger than SOS army. And this is how he's going to be able to win this game. And that will do it for like this PvP build on our guy. I hope you learned something. I hope I could bring you the build yeah, a little bit closer to you. Thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you at another guide, or we'll see what I'm gonna do, basically. Make sure to subscribe. See you next time.